Hello everyone, I have some creamy, buttery, beautiful, frosty things to show you today. Now I have these, the Crafters Workshop or TCW stencil butters that I've had. And I want to tell you, these are still just as creamy as the day I got them. And they're not dried out, they're not hard like a brick. And I was able to video their booth at Creativation. So I'm going to give you a link under this one to my video. But I just had to place an order for more of those because there are 46 colors and I just got my order. So I'm going to open this with you. I'm so thrilled. Okay, looky, looky. Yeah, I said that I had to get more of these. So here we go. I'm going to pull them out and show you all the colors. I did not order all 46, surprisingly. I'm going to move this box out of the way. And I have rose, sea glass, sage. Ooh, I just love that color. Look at these. And this is beach grass. Ooh, navy, summer sky, sunshine, hydrangea, cornflower blue, turquoise. Oh my goodness, I love that. Watermelon, pearl white, seashell, black tie, violet, ocean mist, olive, pink lemonade, denim, ooh, driftwood, seafoam, stormy, dune, and blush. So cute. And add those to the ones I already have. This is what I have now. Oh my goodness, the colors. Now I thought about doing swatches of these colors on cardstock, but you know, they are exactly what they look like in the jar. So I think the only benefit would maybe to swatch them on dark so that, you know, I could see how well they do on dark, but I don't know. So I also ordered these. These are the most amazing blending brushes. There's 6 of them. These are their mediums. They also have small, and they also have a set that's mixed 3 medium and 3 small. And I ordered this because this is the amazing 6-inch wide, you know, like palette knife. That just helps you to smooth the butter over an entire width of a 6-inch stencil. I also got this, which has 4 little mini stencils in it, and then got this one, which is hello, thanks, and congratulations. So that's really cool because you could use these individually and use these individually. I already have a lot of 6-inch stencils. They do have plenty. So they are really, really great. Oh my goodness, the colors here. So with these, the only ways that these can dry out is if the jar gets cracked, such as you drop it, or you don't shut the lid properly after taking some of your stencil butter out. She also recommends that you open the jar, remove some, put it on a palette or your glass craft mat or whatever, shut the jar, and then use what you have here on your palette, but you don't want to scoop up your leftover and put it back in here because what you have here will start air drying pretty quickly, and you don't want to have, you know, stencil butter boogers in your nice smooth stencil butter. So I want to pull one of these colors out. It's really hard. I'm going to do something like this because it's so visible, and I will move these aside. So I have these 3 here, which are the Terra Verte, the turquoise, and the denim. Okay. Oh my gosh, so creamy. So one of the things, let's go ahead and put these right there. I am cleaning this in between. Oh my gosh, that is so creamy. Wow. Now I have used similar products, other stencil pastes from other companies, and I quit using them because of the fact that how they would dry out and turn into a hard brick and could not be reconstituted. So yeah, okay. Now, so you've got your options. You can pull some up on a palette knife and scrape them over there. Now you can also magnetize your stencil down. You know the drill. Such as that. Now that is beautiful. You do want to rinse these out or set them aside in a bucket to soak. Another thing you could do is to just spread these. You can put them at the top of the stencil and use your spreader to scrape the colors down. Now, I did not, worry about getting that on there perfectly. Now, this is not going to be filling every hole you see. And what you have here is also usable. Now, look at that. Is that beautiful or what? And you can also use this to die cut. This is beautiful. You can also use your stencil brushes. One of the beauties of having this system is that you can go and make all your cards color coordinated. Your sentiment, you can die cut, you can do the background. Okay, so that's just a sample of doing it. It's not as thick as doing it this way, so it has an entirely different appearance to it. And if your stencil is strong, you know what I mean? It doesn't have those really loose parts in there. You can also do this where you're actually scrubbing it in. And then that gives you a lighter, more translucent look to it than this. So the scrubbing it in is the lightest. The pouncing it in is slightly darker. And then scraping it in with your palette knife is thick and luscious. And then, oh my goodness. And this is just so pretty. Now, one of the things you can do is to go ahead and you have these little scraps. That is a good time to use these. Go ahead and make some sentiments ahead of time. Let's use up that scrap, shall we? You can use your scraps here, and then you can go ahead and stencil in some of these really pretty sentiments. So let's let that dry. This is going to dry really quickly because it's so thin. You can use a light color or a dark color to go over that. Now I'm thinking I'm going to use this because if I try to pounce on that, it might cause this to blend in with the other. Okay. I can tell that I did not let this dry well. I should have let this dry because this ended up pulling up some of that color. So that's my recommendation. Make sure you let the base dry and then you can stencil over that with another color. It's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. So because I did that wrong, I'm just going to use up the rest of this and not save it. So here is the die. I just have this big, beautiful Hooray die that I cut out of that cardstock where I smoothed or scraped these butters over the cardstock. Isn't that gorgeous? Let me zoom in. And you'll notice I used one of the Crafters Workshop stencils here and the pearl white stencil butter over that. I wanted something to accent directly under the lettering. So I used my Fabri-Tac and I adhered a strip of lace down and I used Fabri-Tac for the word itself. So I really do like this technique of smoothing it out and then stenciling over that. But again, I just didn't let that dry. So you've got to let the base layer dry. Just like before you die cut, you've got to let this dry before you die cut on that. Another thing that I played around with is using a 3D embossing folder. This is the original color of the cardstock. I just took one of these with a clean flat foam and I just dabbed in some of the, let's see, it would be the champagne gold. and I just lightly covered the top of it. So what that does, it accents the top layer while leaving the bottom layer this original color. So if you're wanting it to look like the top is accented, that is good because it leaves the bottom layer dark. Very, very cool and very, it's very striking. Another thing you can do is stencil over fabric. So this is one of these stencils that I just got. This is actually a placemat that I turned into a journal holder. I will give you underneath this video, expand to see the information, and I'll give you the video on how to make this out of a placemat. But isn't that fun? It's just nice, crispy look. I think it's really pretty. Just think of all the fabric that you have, especially journal covers or totes or, you know, that you've made or that you own that you can stencil over. Just make sure that you're careful, lift the stencil carefully and let this dry before touching it. So that was my playtime today and how much fun I had playing with my stencil butters right away. This is a love-love relationship, not a love-hate relationship. Love these, and I'm so excited by the colors and the creaminess and how they stay moist. Thank you for watching. Make sure you look at those links underneath, and thank you so much for creating with me.